And now, 50 years on, it isn't hard to see the appeal. Subscribe for more from OTR. We good?
Yep, cut. Thanks.
Awesome.
Good. Yep.
Jasper, great job, man. Cool. Ask anyone in broadcasting. Shooting day is exhausting. Even when everything goes right, when you're done, your adrenaline just crashes and you just want to melt into the couch or at least settle in for one cold beer. I chose the second option and took a drive out to my friend's bar in northern Bangkok. It's a pretty legendary place, run by a guy who's one of the godfathers of craft brewing in Thailand. Toon Bar, the United People's Brewery, showcases the best of the country's nascent beer scene, and it felt like a great place to go for a drink and a debrief about the day's filming. Then we met this guy. Apparently a few years ago, he got arrested for brewing beer illegally. Then he decided that he needed to find a way to change the laws himself. So he ran for parliament and won, and now he's an MP. He had a drink with us and introduced us to this guy who has a PhD in fermentation sciences and teaches a college class on distillation and has just invented a spirit made from Thai chili peppers. And hey, there's Chris from Chinese Cooking Demystified. And Cliff and Jen, two friends from the Shenzhen beer scene who just moved to Bangkok. And Dan and Jasper were still hanging out, and Daria came up, and then we all went to another bar a few blocks away that's also legendary in the Thai beer scene. But we'd had plenty of beer, we wanted shots. But Yod Bar doesn't sell shots, so Cliff and I walked across the street to another bar, which also doesn't sell shots, but they sold bottles of Thai rum for $5, so we drank a bottle of rum. And by that point, the beer was going down easy, and Cliff was on stage playing the bagpipes, and...
This is Indonesian energy powder.
I was always the lucky one. I was that guy who'd never had a hangover, ever. It didn't matter if I'd drink too much, and I spent years as a bartender. I'd wake up the next day maybe a little groggy, but more or less ready to go. That all changed around 33. Out of nowhere, it hit me like a freight train. Suddenly, drinking wasn't a fun thing to do with friends so much as a commitment to 2 full days of agony. That was around the time that I was doing a fair bit of restaurant consulting around Asia, and I got used to the wild things people used to recommend to feel better after a night out. Like in Japan, it's salted plums. My Russian girlfriend would extol the virtues of drinking pickle brine. In Mongolia, it's sheep eyeballs in tomato juice, which, honestly, I'll just take the hangover. But what about Thailand? I've lived here for almost a year now. What passes for a hangover cure in the country where they literally filmed the movie The Hangover Part 2? Who better to ask than the guys who put me in this state? Toon was my first friend in Thailand. We met my first week in the country, introduced by contacts in the beer industry back in Hong Kong. He's a rock star. We drop his name in any bar in the country, and everyone seems to know the guy. It doesn't hurt that he's also literally a rock star. He was the bassist in one of Thailand's most famous pop-punk bands of all time. And Mr. Yod is the owner of Yod Bar, the pirate ship beer bar where we finished last night. And while he's not a famous rock star, he does also have a pretty epic day job. He's a member of the Royal Police Force assigned to the Thai King Rama X. Both of these legendary characters have every reason in the world to make sure they know the best way to clear out a hangover and get themselves right. So I put myself in their hands. Well, after a stop for a 7-Eleven coffee. So let's just jump ahead and kill the drama. The answer to the question of what is a hangover cure in Thailand is spicy and sour soup. The idea is that the combination of hot soup and spicy chili makes you sweat out the toxins, and the fresh herbs and citrus refreshes the soul and body. That doesn't specifically mean tom yum soup, but of course that does check all the boxes. So Toon Yod brought me to a place along the river in Nonthaburi famous for their tom yum, as well as a range of other spicy and sour soups that together might just be enough to actually cure my hangover.
Okay, tom klong is older than tom yum, and the main difference is tom klong always come with a fish that maybe like sun-dried fish. When you make tom klong, you not put the raw fish in that, so it's supposed to be like fried fish or like sun-dried fish, something like that, or sun-dried squid, anything. But the main difference is like tom klong will have basil. Yeah, you see, it's a basil. In tom yum, it's no basil, and the basil will like help the fish. If the fish is not fresh, it will stinky, right? So in Thailand, we use basil to get it more aromatic. Yeah.
There's another hangover cure that comes from Thailand. The whole world knows about it, but most people don't know that it's Thai, and that's Red Bull.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one. Did I mention the world's most famous hangover cure is actually Thai? At least it started here back in 1976. Back then it was called Krating Dang. You might know it by the English translation of the name, Red Bull. The Thai drink was invented by a pharmacist named Chalio Uvidya as a way to increase productivity. He sponsored some Muay Thai fights and the product became popular around Bangkok, and a few years later, an Austrian businessman bought a bottle of it on a trip to Thailand and partnered with the founder, and they started selling Red Bull around the world. That businessman, Dietrich Mateschitz, invested $500,000 to start the company. He's now worth about $25 billion. I've never had Thai Red Bull before. This is my first time because I don't like Red Bull. It's too sweet for me too. But in America, we'd say Red Bull is a hangover cure if you don't feel well.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, do Thai people feel proud that Red Bull is from Thailand, or nobody really cares because it's
nobody really care.
Oh my gosh, that's sweet. US, Europe, all across Asia, everybody knows about Thai food. Why do you think that is? In your opinion, what is it about Thai food that connected with people all over the world?
Maybe it's because what you expect for Thai food. For me, I think Thai food we have many flavors, and when you eat it, you can find a lot of things happen, like herb, vegetable, meat, and sauce in one dish. Yeah, and you have fun eating it. Yeah.
เมื่ออาหารของคนไทยเนี่ยมันจะประกอบด้วย
ต้มผัดแกงทอด
แล้วก็น้ำพริกอย่างเงี้ย
So he said Thai food when Thai people eat we must have ต้มผัดแกงทอด So his food is a ต้ม is a soup ผัด is like stir fry yeah แกง is like chicken soup like curry ทอด is fry yeah.
I'll admit, after some incredibly good Thai soups, I was feeling pretty well back to normal. Or maybe it was the Red Bull, or the 7-Eleven coffee, or the Extra Jaws. Either way, we had to test whether we were truly recovered. So Toon Yod brought me across the river to the very first local craft brewery, Chit Beer, on Kokret Island in Nonthaburi. I remember when the craft beer scene started booming in the US, and it was quiet at first. I mean, there were breweries like Sierra Nevada and Rogue making stuff that was very different from the standard corporate lager, and for a long time, it was almost an underground thing. Only weirdos drank these strong and bitter beers. And then it caught on. Beer bars sprung up selling stuff sourced from these wild places across the country. A home brewing culture started to blossom. Microbreweries started springing up, restaurants started carrying local beer, and now you really have to try not to find something awesome anywhere you go. The same thing's been repeated since then around the world. One day it'll happen in Thailand too, and when it does, it'll be because of guys like Toon and Yod, and because of places like Chit Beer, where the owner still makes 20-liter batches in a homemade kit in what should be his living room. And you can feel the energy here. We were there on a Sunday in the middle of an afternoon 30 kilometers north of Bangkok, and the place was rammed. There was live music, a 5K race, and even our favorite member of parliament showed up for a pint. And the beer went down way too easy. I worked my way through the board from the Kolsch to the Porter with a few IPAs thrown in, and... Round 2. More tom yum soup. I don't think you're supposed to have to do this twice in the same day. But it's nice to know that you can. So, if I had to review the real Thai hangover cure, a bowl of spicy and sour soup, I'll give it a solid B+. Thai soups might not be quite as famous as dishes like massaman curry or pad Thai, but honestly, cooking something in a broth for hours is a pretty great way to get all the flavors of this amazing country. The Thai lime and bird's eye chili mixed with seafood stock and fresh herbs is a massive wake-up to the palate, and without any question, ruthlessly effective at killing a hangover. But apparently those flavors also make you want another beer, which kind of defeats the entire purpose. Subscribe for more from OTR.